So it's a new year, and I'm on my way to Comic-Con again, and I had so much fun last year, and I wasn't gonna go this year, but I looked at the lineup and the VIPs, and Daniel Bryan is going to be there today, and I went back and forth on whether I wanted to meet him or not, because I'm a Daniel Bryan fan, but I'm not like a huge Daniel Bryan fan like I was last year when I met CM Punk. That was like over the moon, best day ever. But I decided, why not? I'm gonna go meet Daniel Bryan. You know, it's not every day that I get to meet a wrestler. And I forgot to take the day off, so it wasn't like in the cards for me to go, but I talked to my manager and she was totally cool with me taking the day off, and so here I am, I'm on my way. But the morning hasn't been so great. So I woke up later than I wanted to, and I told my fellow friends, the McNultys, that I would be at their house at 9 o'clock. It is 9:34. I am so late. So anyway, like, I woke up late. I couldn't find the t-shirt that I wanted to wear, and then I go and I'm ready to leave, and my car won't start. And I don't know what happened. I really don't. Like, I don't know why the battery died. I don't know. But thankfully my neighbor was outside and he saw me having trouble, and he offered to jump my car, because I don't know who else I would have called, because Matt's at work. Though I did call him to see what he would suggest, because I think last case scenario I was gonna call his uncle. But I truly am thankful to my neighbor for jumping me, even though I'm like extremely late. But it kind of worked out, because my friend Phil went to the New York Comic-Con last year and he dressed up as the Riddler. So I call him and tell him my woes, and he's like, it's totally cool, like, his sister's not awake yet, and he's debating on whether he's gonna dress up or not. And so I basically, like,
mile, keep right.
Sorry. I basically, you know, bought them time for my lateness, and it's all working out in the end. I'm on my way, I'm gonna get there an hour and a half later than I wanted to, but you know, whatevs. So come on this journey with me, and we both will meet, well, we all will meet Daniel Bryan. So I just met Daniel Bryan, and he was totally cool and down to earth, and instead of a handshake I asked him for a hug, and he actually gave me one. CM Punk was kind of like iffy on it last year, but he was pretty cool about it. Now I gotta find my friend, so I'm looking for a Riddler that is running around, probably taking photos, and then I gotta find where the Daniel Bryan autograph section is.
We are ready to go, and how often do we really get graced by the presence of a Hall of Famer? So please get very loud. Get on your feet for Ricky the Dragon Steamboat!
Session I've been here, I know some of you already said it, some of you already know what I'm going to say. But studying Steve Austin, I've always been a real big fan. So, in his behalf, and with everybody, are we having a good time? Let's do a Steve Austin, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah!
Are you allowed to steal other people's? You're a Hall of Famer. You can do whatever you want.
And I guess.
Okay, all right. Well, keep on your feet. Let's keep it loud. I think we know what to do here. We have one of the best ever and one of the best ever. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Bryan.
Good drag.
You have some of the best wrestlers ever in front of you right now, ladies and gentlemen. How incredible is that? Daniel Bryan! Daniel Bryan! Daniel Bryan! Daniel Bryan! All right. If you gentlemen don't mind, I actually have a question for these guys first, then we'll have you guys answer. Assuming everything would work out and both guys are at the prime, who would win?
It'd be a no contest. 60-minute.
That's no, I'm pretty sure I'd win. Appreciate it, guys. Let's start back at the beginning, and we'll start with you, Mr. Steamboat. What drew you into the sport to begin with?
You know, they built me from Hawaii, but originally I grew up in St. Pete, Florida. And I watched Florida Championship Wrestling with Gordon Soley going through school. And on Tuesday nights, I used to drive from St. Pete over to Tampa and watch it at the Armory on Tuesday night, live. My high school sweetheart at the time went to Minnesota. Was going through to be a flight attendant. And her roommate was Donna Gagne. Her father was Vern Gagne, who was a promoter for the AWA, the old ones that know that. And we were keeping a long distance relationship, and she was telling me about a wrestling camp that Vern was going to hold. And the camp before this one was the one Ric Flair went through. Woo! So at the time, I was going to a junior college in St. Pete and really not going anywhere other than selling door-to-door Kirby vacuum cleaners. So I really had nothing to lose by making the drive from St. Pete, Florida to Minnesota to go through Vern's wrestling camp. And that was 1974. Next year, I will celebrate 40 years.
Does it feel like 40 years?
No, I feel great. Other than being dropped on my head a few years back, I'm dying.
And I'm not saying this to suck up. I'm sure the group would agree. You look incredible.
Thanks. Well, it's the habit. The habit, you know, ever since I was in high school, I always did some form of training, and I still, hey, everybody, guys, I still do it today, 4 or 5 times a week.
Excellent, excellent. Daniel?
I forgot the question.
Why become an entertainer? Superstar.
I actually never had any interest in being an entertainer. I always wanted to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
Because I remember as a kid, you wouldn't think this by the way I wrestle now, I loved The Ultimate Warrior. But it was actually what made me love wrestling was the Clash of the Champions when Ricky wrestled Ric Flair. And I remember I was like 8 or 9 years old and remembering the light flicking on in my head, the difference between what I was seeing like with all the bravado and all that kind of stuff, and then seeing wrestling, and then having this passion for wrestling. And but I didn't think I could do it because even Ricky was 220 pounds, all that kind of stuff. In 1996, they brought Rey Mysterio to WCW. Here's a guy who's 5'3", 135 pounds, and I thought, man, if this guy can do it, there's no reason why I can't. And then in 1999, after I graduated high school, I went and trained with Shawn Michaels, and then, yeah.
If you have any questions, go and raise your hand, and we'll get to as many as we possibly can. Let's start with the guy with the no shirt right there.
What's next for you, Daniel?
Honestly, I have no idea. I try to just live my life, day by day. And with WWE, you never know what's going to happen. So it could be, I could win the WWE Championship, or I could, could never see me on TV again. So it's always a hit or miss.
Well, I don't think we're done seeing you on TV yet, because you kind of have somebody close to you who I believe has a future ahead of him. So what are the odds that maybe Ricky and Richie are making some sort of appearance eventually?
I hope, and I pray for him every day. He's got a back problem, and in a couple weeks he's going to be flying into Pittsburgh for Dr. Maroon to open him up. So we're actually waiting to see what the result of that. We'll probably know more in 6 to 8 more weeks, but he's bummed out about it. And it's just the nature of the beast. It's things that happen to you in this business. And I know he's young and everything. He's full of piss and vinegar, but things happen, And he's my son, and we'd like him to carry on the legacy, but we got to wait and see.
Well, we wish him the best, of
Thanks.
course. Appreciate that.
My question for Daniel Bryan is, are you happy, and I know you're not allowed to say a lot, but are you happy with the writing of the WWE? Because I know they hired soap opera writers, and I kind of feel that from week to week, and even some of the pay-per-views are a little uneven. They don't allow a lot of feuds to develop over years, like with Ricky and Ric Flair, and it kind of seems like you guys are kind of limited, and do you think that they should have more wrestling people doing the writing and not soap opera people?
I personally wish there were more wrestling people doing the wrestling shows, but there's also a place for what they do. For example, the Kane and Me stuff, the anger management stuff. I don't know if any of you guys have enjoyed that. Everyone just thought it was stupid. It's one of those things where it's hard because people who loved wrestling, I'm not sure if it's the same audience anymore. The people who grew up like the stuff with Ricky and Ric Flair, and Ricky and Randy Savage, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure it's the same people watching. So they're writing for different markets. We've got kids in this room, who love me and Kane bickering back and forth, and then there are people who get angry at me that I'm doing comedy stuff. So it's there's a lot of different audiences that you have to please. It's a tough question.
To be successful in this business, it's just like Daniel was saying, the different types of characters and things that you do and the roles that you play. It's always beneficial when you can wear a number of different hats and be those different type of people when they're called upon to do it. I've always been Ricky Steamboat, pretty much the same guy throughout my career. But now, you've got to be versatile, right?
Yeah, I've had to be, let's see, since I started with WWE, I've been a rookie, I've been a virgin, kids close your ears. I've been a bad guy, I've been a good guy, I've been a crazy guy, I've been a boring guy, I've been a bunch of different things. So, I've been a vegan, so.
I think more of today's guys are coming more with character stuff as opposed to your question about bringing back more wrestling. This guy's he's a hell of a talent in the ring, and I'd like to see him being utilized more of that way. And then you got to do some of the backstage stuff and blend it a little bit. But this guy's talent in the ring is phenomenal.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people, my question for Daniel Bryan, a lot of people are probably wondering this. Do you ever mix up the eloquence?
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Nicole and Bree are looking a little different these days. So it's a little bit harder to mix them up.
Keep it PG, kid.
Now you have to tell the kids to keep it down. Yell.
get anything in your life change drastically or pretty much the same?
Oh gosh. Okay, so that's a difficult question. So my life has changed in the sense that like people know who I am, and that's weird. Like if you go to Target or something and you see your own action figure, it makes me feel stupid because I'm not doing anything different than what I was doing before. It's just it's on TV, and that blows my mind because like I don't watch television. So like people are like, oh, there's William Shatner. Do you want a picture with William Shatner? I'm like, oh, that's cool that that's William Shatner, but I don't want a picture with him or anything. And so it's changed, but it's in really weird ways. People like this. I've wrestled in front of less people than this, in a room smaller than this. And when I came out, instead of people saying yes, they just looked at me with apathy. So just coming out here and all you people doing that, that's one of the main ways that my life has changed. So.
What was, for both of you actually, what's your favorite on-the-road story? Like, would you for the ride?
Can you guys hear that question in the back? Favorite on-the-road story?
Breaking the whole PG thing.
Ring of honor.
Yeah, I mean, it's strange because a lot of my stories involve taking WWE wrestlers to vegan restaurants with it not turning out very good. And like, I have so many strange stories about the ride back. You guys have no idea. This guy, I just can't tell him because I don't want to. I've done enough to bury the right back's career on radio interviews already, but he's just such a strange man. I wish you guys could know him. He's hilarious. I've told this one already, so I don't feel bad telling it again. But so he does. I thought at first that the Ryback was an eating gimmick. The whole feed me more, like because he legitimately eats so much food. Well, we went to Panera Bread, and they have a great Mediterranean veggie sandwich, black bean soup, you know, it's real nice. And, but Ryback didn't know how to order there. And so me and Cody Rhodes, we each have our little thing, and he's sitting there eating, and Ryback is just flustered, just absolutely flustered. And he comes in, and he's like, what am I even supposed to eat here? I mean, come on, there's nothing for me here. And Cody just walks up with him and he goes, look, they've got like chicken sandwiches, there's turkey, there's beef, there's all this kind of stuff. And so he gets to the back of the line and he's still flustered and he gets up and the girl at the front counter was, you know, God bless her for dealing with the Ryback. And so he comes up to her and he goes, hey, do you guys have grilled chicken? And she's like, she didn't understand the question, you know, she's like, no, I don't think so. Do you guys at least have salads? And the lady just turns and points to a big sign that just says, salads. So, you know, he got some stuff and he ended up spending like $60 at Panera Bread because he never thought, like, hey, I'll just get double meat or extra meat or whatever. And then he comes up to me and Cody, and he says something to the effect of this. He said, oh sure, this is a great place for guys like you know, you small guys, but guys like me, we can't eat here. And so me and Cody just look at him, so. That's, you know, most of my Ryback stories don't have good endings, like they're just weird Ryback stories.
I heard the rumor that you have to cut out early, Daniel. Is that correct?
Oh, I don't know. I've got a show in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania today, but I heard it's only cheap plug for anybody who wants to go to the show. But I think it's only an hour drive or something, so I can stay here a little bit longer, I think.
Yeah. She's asking Steamboat's advice for up-and-comers.
My best advice would be to, well, the only road traveled for anybody young is try and get as many independent matches under your belt. So that when you do think that you're good enough in audition for the WWE,
like, you know, whenever the company comes in to do a television shoot in all the major markets, when you feel that you're good enough, that please have some kind of presentation and audition in the ring. The business has changed so much for younger guys because before we had territories and there was a better chance of getting a job, you know. But my advice would be is to train hard, get hooked up with some guys that are in the know of the business. You know, just not, there's a bunch of guys out there, everybody, that will take your money and think that they can train you to be a pro wrestler, but there was a reason why they never made it. It's because they didn't know. Get hooked up with the right people and try and get as many matches under your belt. There's nothing like learning on-the-job training and working in front of a crowd. There's just so much that you can do inside of a building with a ring, a warehouse, a training setting, as opposed to being out there working in front of the people and listening and seeing what kind of reaction that you're getting.
Coming to a close, and it was a great day, and I don't know where I'm walking because it's another hallway. Daniel Bryan was really awesome and down to earth, and I don't remember if he said that or not, but
the old man kept talking, taking his time away. The old man, Piper, or whatever his name is.
Ricky the Steamboat Dragon.
Steamboat, I mean.
Did you call him Steamlight? I don't know. Oh, Jen.
Tired.
It's been a really tiresome day. We've been here since, I don't know, maybe noon, I think, and it's like 6:30 now.
We're dragging. We just want to get her poster.
It's true. I bought this really awesome poster. My bestest friend right there.
He's gonna drink all my
I need
alcohol.
booze.
And he's gonna take
The
mine.
answer to the riddle's alcohol.
Here, we're gonna
Doesn't
miss
even
it.
matter. Doesn't even matter what the riddle's gonna be. The answer's booze.
Don't mind him. We're very tired, as you can see.
My ankles hurt. I got an awesome silhouette in the shadow.
Well, I lost your head, but that's pretty awesome there.
I know, right?
Pretty awesome there, Phil. So we're gonna leave here soon. I'm gonna go pick up my really awesome poster, and yeah, I guess Comic-Con 2013 comes to a close.